Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, KUGAN CASSIUS, and some very special guests, Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher, and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
you get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV. We're at the first leg of the press tour for Warrington, October 7th in Sheffield. I'm joined by the WBA featherweight champion Leigh. That was all pretty respectful up there.
Yeah, I think it will be. We don't really need to sell a fight. We're here for fighting, not talking, both of us. We proved, what we got on the night. I think the fans already know that. We're not big talkers, but you're guaranteed a great fight.
Well, your birthday was addressed several times today. Happy birthday, first of all, Leigh. And the cake is just behind you there.
You don't really celebrate after 30, do you? At first, when I hit 30, it was like, when someone asks how old you are, you're like, it's weird, isn't it? So after that, you kind of just hit it on the head and just see people say happy birthday and the number don't get mentioned, eh? But nice of him to think about me. I must be in his head a lot.
It looks all right. It looks a bit dry, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not really my kind of cake, to be honest. I'd rather like a sticky toffee and custard, but his birthday and all that.
This was a fight that was talked about for some time. It is finally on, but for yourself, why Josh Warrington? Why now? Why is this the fight for you now?
It's been a long time coming. I think this is the biggest fight for me, British fight for me. Probably one of the biggest fights for me globally. They don't get much bigger than this. They're not going to be as many fans and atmosphere-wise. It just ticks every single box. Win this fight, I get my City Ground fight, regardless of who it is. That's yet to be discussed. But this is as big as it gets, and this could be my last fight at featherweight as well.
Interesting. What did your kids shout to Josh Warrington earlier on?
I'm not sure what she said. What did you say?
The unicorn.
No, what did you shout to Josh?
He's a big dosser.
There you go.
She called him a big dosser.
Just talk for herself.
And so he was walking down, and I was about to say, Josh is a big dosser, and then I said,
That's enough sweets for today. Hey.
Okay, and she asked Eddie Hearn for a unicorn as well.
Yeah,
Let's see where.
I did say I gave him a little prep before they came in and said, this guy over here, he's your Uncle Eddie and he's got a lot of money. So she was asking for unicorns and all sorts. So see if he delivers or not.
Okay, but I mean, when we listen to kind of you talk about, even kind of around that time of the Reece Mole fight and kind of where you are in your career, I know it's been oversaid and overstated, but it is quite remarkable from that Reece Mole fight to kind of you chasing Josh Warrington for a like on Twitter that got 3 likes to this point of your career now.
Yeah, it's gone full circle, and it's not been easy. It's been hard, and even after the Reece Mole fight, I wouldn't have said I would have been in this situation, in this position. But I just kept at it, kept grafting, kept working hard, kept improving under Ben. That's been the main thing, because no matter what fight I've had put in front of me, I've been prepared for it to win. And we've gone full circle for me calling out Josh to me defending my belt against him. And there might be a book one day, and hopefully it sells better than it is.
When we hear you talk about the story as well of going to a restaurant and kind of at 30 years old and kind of saying like, where's my career now? What's happening, etc. But at that point, where were you kind of in your head with kind of not carrying on boxing because you was only 30 years old, but you obviously wouldn't have envisaged kind of how the next 5 years would have gone?
No, and for a lot of people, they kind of just like put people in categories, or like they'll say like, oh, if you ain't done nothing by the time you're 30, then forget it. Especially with footballers, like, so in boxing, I'd not won a belt, not even the Commonwealth or anything before 30, and then I went Commonwealth, WBA European, and then obviously teamed up with Ben and went British, World, and numerous defences. So I said it on many interviews, you can't listen to other people. If you want to do something, go do it. You've got time. And if you work hard enough and you're smart enough to learn from your mistakes, you'll get there. And that's one thing that probably been my biggest asset to this day is my mental strength. Whether it's stubbornness or inability to say no, or if someone tells me I can't do something, then it makes me want to do it 10 times more. And maybe that's what's got me here. But that mental strength is definitely my biggest asset, and just I can switch on to something that I want to do, want to achieve, and I'll go do it.
Sheffield will be half Leeds, half Nottingham. It seems a sensible place to put this fight, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah, to be fair, it's near enough halfway, give or take a few miles. I spent 10 years in Sheffield training, so I know a lot from Sheffield. I was on Brookbill numerous times, I think three times, 4 times. Won 4 times at the arena, 3 by knockout. Gonna make it 5.
Okay, well listen, just before I let you go, just a quick thought on the weekend's fight with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence.
It's a good fighter, isn't it? Yeah, too good. Might be too good. No, he's a great fighter. It made it look easy in there at times. I just think Spence was doing what he normally does, whereas Crawford adapts to people he fights. I said that again tonight, I adapt to win, and I think Crawford's very similar. You can't do the same thing to get the same results every time. You've got to do things different, and that's going to be the biggest factor when I fight Josh on October 7th as well.
Knockout, Leigh Wood?
Possibly, it's highly likely, yeah.
Listen, best of luck on October 7th. Obviously, we're off to Sheffield and now Nottingham in a long day, so we'll see you shortly.
I'll see you in 10 minutes then, yeah? Thank you.
Cool. Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, KUGAN CASSIUS, and some very special guests, Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher, and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
You get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.